Hi guys. All right, so yesterday I went shopping. My husband and I went out of our area to various thrift stores. Our goal was to find a couple of restores, which is the Habitat for Humanity thrift store. We have one right near us that's outrageously priced and not like any other restore that we've ever seen. So we wanted to see these two other ones, and I would say yesterday we probably, just going out to the thrift stores, we probably drove about 50 miles, 25 to the first, maybe the same to the second. Along the way we hit a couple of Goodwills and Salvation Armies, and also one private thrift store that we just happened on. So I tried to get footage yesterday and it was horrible, and I'll intersperse that in here, but just know that I'm not used to holding my phone out and my camera out while I shop, and I'm just not used to that dynamic. So first of all, it wasn't great. Second of all, I didn't ask permission. Third of all, I wasn't comfortable, so I tried it in a couple stores and that was it. So I think we went to 5 places, and what I will do is I'm going to pull my stuff out of the van and I'm going to set up what I got in each store, and I'm doing that in the process of cleaning, pricing, all of that, which you don't have to hang around for. I just want to show you what I got. So technically it's the haul. Now I'm working out of the barn. I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to start to pull stuff out, and I'm going to try and do it, you know, by store. Okay, so right off the bat, I already know that footage of me emptying the van is horrible because I'm shooting into the light. So anything I bring into the barn is in the dark. But suffice it to say, this is everything. That I'm going to be unpacking, cleaning, processing, pricing, researching. I want to show you this though, because I think these guys are amazing. Look. And when you look really close, you can see every single little brush stroke. This one here is signed and numbered. And this one, I just really like the colors. But I'll go over that. We got them from different places. I really need artwork that's like those two sizes, but you always see the really big ones priced to sell. Yeah, so I'm going to try and divide this up by stop and then go over each one. All right, so everything that you see here is stop 1. It's a nice little farm scene. This one I like because it's got full colors. I've got 2 baskets of greens. I can either keep it as is or separate the greens from the basket and use that for display. Got this set of 2 cherubs and 2 flying birds. A little sewing knitting stand / basket that folds up and you can carry. Only one of those. A covered dish. This guy I liked. He's actually a nightlight. Let's see. See how he's got a recess for a cord. So here's a nightlight. Got a set of glasses that I assume are Libby's. An old frame. A brass vase. And a little cherub. The cherub's got his buns hanging out. He's kind of cute. I don't know that he's that unique. So everything here was around $30. All right, so everything that I showed you back there, that was stop 1. I did film a little bit in there. I'm sure it's going to be in here somewhere that I show you that. That happened to be a thrift store that we came upon on our way to what we thought was going to be the first Habitat for Humanity restore. So here's what happened. We were on our way to the Habitat for Humanity restore. We came to this intersection. I'm just looking for the name of the place. Hold on. Here it is. And this was called Coastal Variety Thrift Store. It was in an old cinder block building and very rummagey, light kind of dim. Yeah, kind of had to look, which I like because that's how you find gems. A lot of glassware, stuff with cracks. Prices were good, and I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of antique, not vintage clothing there, which I haven't really gotten into too much. It's a lot to look at, huh?
What?
It's a lot to look at. Yeah, he's cute. You can put him in, make sure his wings aren't glued back on. Let me see him. His boot dogs. I couldn't get the cart through, so if you want, just add it there. Oh, that actually looks all intact. Um, yeah. And if there's, oh, look at that. That's separate, right? Yeah. Let's hold this up a minute.
And you know we can get the paint off of that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Is this some sort of globe that should be?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just all supposed to look like candles. I could be wrong. I don't even know. You can tell it's a little more modern because it's got the UL listed. That's okay because some people don't want to be scared by things that are older. Look at this table.
Yeah.
Is that that's a gate leg, right? Oh, maybe it's not. No, they're all stationary. It looks, I don't know. Hey, Glenn. I want you to look at a couple of these paintings.
Just looking at the one with the sheet.
Yeah, and the next one, like the first two there.
Okay.
I kind of like them. That one.
Yeah.
That one's a nice fall one. And it's large, but it's not crazy large.
There's pictures on the other side too.
Yeah, I couldn't get to them. I was getting jammed up. Oh, look at that kitty cat. It's got a broken tail. So I took a snapshot of the building. I did some filming, which was really not great. They had some cool things like pairs of lamps. They had books and coloring books, and I was kind of looking for a certain collections of books that seemed to sell pretty well. But a lot of the books were just too soiled and stained. So, and I'm really trying to keep in mind that even though I like something, do I want to have to clean it up and do all that? Now, the greenery there that you see in the baskets, those are going to need a hose down. I can hose them down right in the baskets. And then everything else is just going to need just a little bit of a wipe down, some Windex, some wipies. So that was step one. Again, I spent about $30 on everything. And I think I'll do all right. And that is a place that I'll definitely go back to. But what I probably need to do is go back in a week and see if there's any new stuff, or try and figure out like how often they infuse new stuff. Because honestly, some of the stuff looks like it's been there a while. So that was step one. Okay, step two was technically a fail. The town we were going to, I wanted to go to the Habitat for Humanity Restore. And when we got there, it was just an office. So Habitat for Humanity has its own offices for their outreach. And the Restore is a totally separate thing. I don't even think they do any kind of outreach or anything there. So in looking for Habitat for Humanity Restores, it ended up that I assumed it was a restore and it wasn't. But that's okay because on the way to that fail, I found that first thrift store. So then we headed out to the second Habitat for Humanity restore, and GPS screwed up, and I had to drive past where it said to turn, where there was no way to turn. And we ended up in by a Goodwill that I know that we had been in before. So I didn't do too much filming of what I got. The Goodwills here, like, I'm from up north. I'm from New York and Pennsylvania originally. And a lot of YouTubers, you'll see them in Goodwill, and they go through like aisles and aisles of hard goods and decor and things like that. The Goodwills here are primarily clothing and clothing items either on hangers at a price or in bins at a bin price. And then usually one side and the back wall are a combination of house goods, servingware, decor, books, electronics, and stuff like that, movies. And then there'll be like bins of blankets, bins of pillows, bins of mixed clothes that they weren't going to hang up. So I do have a shot of that here, so you'll see why I didn't bother filming. Okay, so I'm editing right now, and I'm looking at footage. So the footage that I'm going to show you, a woman stops me and asks me what I'm going to do with the little boxes that I have that have the Thomas Kincaid on them. Am I going to put cookies in them? I guess I didn't realize that I was filming at that point, and what I thought I had filmed, I didn't, which means I pressed play when I thought I pressed off, etc. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. You can see though, you can see racks of shoes, racks of clothes, and then there's an additional little snippet of footage showing the one end where there's books and electronics and cups. And then the whole other wall is just knickknacks, candles, kitchenware, plates, all of that. And so not a huge selection. So just wanted to jump in there and kind of apologize for my lack of filming skills in this instance. I don't know, something. Or even, I have a friend who really likes Thomas Kincaid, who made these paintings, so we just use it as a gift box for a present. But cookie sounds pretty good.
Okay, or little candies.
Yeah. So put a little wax paper in there. And, yeah. Uh-huh. That's right. Hi guys. So far we've made 3 stops. We stopped at a private, not a private, an independent store. We stopped at a Goodwill, and we stopped at a Habitat for Humanity restore. My van's pretty full, but I'm probably 40 minutes from home, So there's a couple of the thrift stores and restores in the area. I'm gonna hit them before I head home to make it worth my while. This is the funnest part, going around and buying stuff. And what I'll do is I'll do a haul and an explanation for each store when I get home and I'm unpacking, kind of like what I did for the auctions. But yeah, we got stuff. All right, I'll film where I can. I'm not used to filming. You'll see before this point, you're going to see some stills, you're going to see some video, and I'm probably going to be doing a voiceover explanation of what I'm showing you. Yeah, and maybe as we go along, I'll get better at that. Who knows? Next stop was the restore, and here's what we have from there. All right, we have some books. Books for me are kind of like mugs. If I find a book that I think is interesting, you know, I'll have it there for $4 to $6. I do pretty okay with different sewing notions. Let's go over here. There was just different knickknacks. My husband does like to pick up the mugs, and there were some things there that, you know, like I heard a bell ring and I said to my husband, "Did you pick up a bell?" And it had already gone up to the counter and been wrapped. So there's some stuff in there that I didn't know about. This look is very in right now. It's called Grand Decor. I'm going to have to give that a good cleaning. These are not Hummels. They are wannabe Hummels, and that's okay because I'm not going to ask a Hummel price. This is just a fall leaf thing, and somebody probably had plants in it. It's rusty. Again, it's going to be a price where it'll go. Just a little bit of a, I don't know what this is. It's like a framing matting project. I like the image. Anyway, this Argus is a slide projector for viewing slides. They don't go for a lot. They won't go for a lot. But I thought it needed to be saved. I'd say they probably only go for no more than $20, believe it or not. Yeah. So, oh, and these gorgeous curtains. I think there's like 5 different ones. Kind of goes with my theme with cherubs and angels. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to display that. Yeah. So I'm going to say that this whole thing was probably around $60. Now, I can't really figure out how that happened because 40 of it is paintings. 25, 35, 40. Yeah, I think something must have been on sale. Maybe the paintings were 20% off. But yeah, so that's, had a very good time in that restore. Okay, so this was the other Habitat for Humanity, and you can see my theme. It's all like vintage looking wooden and other type of Christmas. There's some stockings here. There are some glass swizzle sticks there I liked. This nice piece of pottery made in Ireland. Cookie cutters. I'm on a cookie cutter kick. I have to bundle them together with twine. These are doilies that are out of yarn. Let's see. That's a candle holder now. I didn't realize what it was until I saw those spikes. Look at these guys. They're smoking. They've got embers in their pipes. Look at this guy. Okay, and then we got this chandelier and this chandelier, which I'm trying to find. It seems like it's pretty unique. It's metal made to look like ribbon, and then the bottom part has arrows on it. I'm gonna have to look and see if there's a manufacturer on it. And then the other thing I did was I got a queen sheet and an ice cube tray for home. Okay, so finally our last stop was the Salvation Army. They were closing in like 40 minutes. Everything was overpriced or broken. So we did get this monkey picture. I'm not sure if this was here or not. This might have been at the restore. The angel with the butterfly. I kind of have a theme going on in my booth. And then we got about 10 scarves. And so with the scarves, what I look for is, I look for it to be hand rolled. And I usually look for it to be silk. And then the other thing I look for is certain names. I have Oscar de la Renta. I have all different ones. I have a Vera in here. So, you know, I'll just flip them for like $5 or so, just to keep them moving. And this handmade bag, which I got for myself, but I'll probably sell. That was, I think, less than 20. Okay, so recap on my circuit. Stop 1, small thrift store, was pretty good. Remains to be seen if it's consistent. Stop 2 was not a Habitat for Humanity restore, it was an office. Stop 3 was supposed to be Habitat for Humanity restore and ended up being Goodwill. Stop 4 was the Habitat for Humanity restore, and I got a lot of things there and some good art. Stop 5 was the other Habitat for Humanity restore where I went Christmas crazy, and that's good because I think it's good to have all of those things that you can smatter in. There was also some good art and a piece of Irish pottery that online goes for about $100, so that was a good score. And some chandeliers. We're trying out some chandeliers in the booth. We'll see how that goes. And then the final stop was the Salvation Army, which was closing, which you could tell when they thought they had something special, it was priced high or had a special label on it explaining, oh, this is Volksgraf and this is whatever, and the price was high. And then there would just be like broken stuff, and that's where I got the scarves, the little purse, and something else. I don't even remember. Oh, some art. So, I mean, it would be worth a visit just because it's right around the corner from the other one. Okay, so what I'm going to say is that I think that the trip and the circuit that I took for sourcing turned out really well. I got a lot of items. I thought I got plenty for 2 booths, and I brought most of what I got down to the one booth that's closest to my house and put it all in there. I mean, there's been really good activity at this location, and so I had holes to fill, and I filled it with everything that we had. So that's good, but now I have to get onto processing the remaining items, which there's not a lot. There's a few pieces of art, and there's maybe some furniture I can switch out to go into the other booth. We did also make the executive decision to have a 25% off sale for all of October to see if we can lighten the booth a little bit in order to bring in seasonal items. Yeah, so we're having fun, and I highly recommend it if you have a venue or a booth mall, a vendor mall that you trust, and a location with good traffic. So until next time, I'm going to put in a couple of still shots from my booth, and these weren't photographs trying to show my whole booth. They were photographs that were I put together in a post on social media where I tagged the vendor mall so that they can also then share that, kind of like a little commercial. Yeah, so I will put those photos in here so you can see some stills, and I will catch you next time.